Well, hey there team, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Going Medieval. So I've actually played a little bit of this game off channel, and I'm going to start it up now. In fact, it's helping me swing back more to more episodic playthroughs. For a moment there, we were doing mostly just first looks, but I feel like playing through this, if it's well received and if people want to see it, I would like to actually play through this quite a bit. Reason being that this game, a medieval-themed RimWorld, and very heavy on the theme. I have my reservations, and I honestly felt that in a 30-minute first look, I wasn't giving this game the potential shake of the sauce bottle that it needs. Whether it deserves it or not, that's a different argument. You know, most games should be able to sell you in the first 30 minutes. So I have my reservations about this, but I'm very keen to play a lot more to see where it goes and see what it brings. That first blush, I don't know if saying rip-off of RimWorld is an unfair statement. Like I said, at first impression. There might be more as we go along, but at first, this thing is borrowing so heavily from RimWorld. We're talking exact lines of text, exact mechanics, that I think it actually potentially crosses over from homage. However, what it is doing differently is it's not in the top-down force perspective. It is a 3D, you know, not even isometric, because you do have a three-dimensional camera that you can move around. Multi-layered buildings seems to be things like where you can see trebuchets and all that as well. You can build super high towers. There is a big focus on verticality of your building. Now, so far, I've found it to be very fiddly, but that's because it's different and I'm a bit curmudgeon-y and I like the way RimWorld does things, which is just top down one floor. So I guess what I'm getting at is we're going to give this a fair go to see what it brings in the later end, like maybe when it comes to siege battles, defending a tall castle with palisades, things that RimWorld can't do. I really want to see what this does, but it might take a few episodes to really get into that if we're being honest. Okay, so there's my biases and reservations at the sort of front, but like I said, I'm still open-minded that it might turn into something else in a little bit. So bear with me and make sure you verbalize if you want to see a playthrough of this and you want more episodes on the channel, because that will help swing my position. So we're going to just start standard, pretty bog standard stuff. A new life, lone wolf, again, sort of similar scenarios. We start with 3 dudes on this one with the starting equipment. Like we're talking 2 ranged weapons and, you know, a melee dude. So 2 hunters. Again, the RimWorld similarities are going to be glaring. I'm not trying to bang my drum or anything like that, but I'm just trying to be perfectly honest. If you're a RimWorld purist and you love the mod community and that whole scene, you probably won't have any time for this game because you probably already sold on RimWorld. That's the other thing as well, and I would love to hear feedback around. I'm curious who the target audience is for this. Who's interested? Because I would have thought it would be purists of RimWorld who might actually end up being quite skeptical of this, so they'll pick it up, they'll play it, they'll see the glaring similarities and then maybe put it down and go back to RimWorld. Or is it an audience that hasn't played RimWorld and maybe they're coming to this first, in which case they'll probably then learn of RimWorld and switch. So I'm not 100% sure who the audience is for. Again, the late game in this might turn into something really radically different. We'll see. So you can choose valley, hillside, and mountain. Now, from what I can understand, you can see the mountainy sort of stuff. So there's a big focus in digging up and down into the Z axis. So you can bore out mines. You could create underground sort of tunnels and that. Now that's really cool. That's something we haven't seen before in RimWorld. So that's interesting. Now, while there's a lot of vegetation in that, and maybe a hillside, uneven terrain suitable for a good defensive position, a fair amount of limestone and clay. Okay, that seems to be the best of both worlds. Let's go on the hillside just because I want to see what this game's got, right? Give me what you got, baby. That sort of thing. What are we going to call ourselves? Bradgate? Woolsthorpe? Horwich? No, how about we just call it Gronksville? That sounds good. What about the... Oh, hang on. Edit? Oh, okay. Well, there you go. For people that care about that sort of crap, that's cool. I absolutely do not. That one looks nice. That'll do. Hillside, default size. Oh, it looks like we've only got default size. We've got a seed there as well. Why can't I press next? Why can't random seed? Okay. Why settlement name already exists in save file. Oh right. That's probably exactly what I called it before when I gave it a go. How about Gronkslandia? So when I tried it out, I probably named it exactly that because I'm boring and unoriginal. Okay. Right, so again, we've got 2 degrees of passion around a lot of these skills. Intellectual 0, my kind of gal. I mean, at this point, I'm not worried. I'm honestly not that worried. Let's just take some defaults and roll with the punches. And here's a bit of a summary splash screen, so off we go and embark. So already, even in the setup, very much similar. And like I said, I guess it's going to be personal taste. Someone's going to come down on one side of the argument where you're going to be like, okay, I don't mind that it's copying 90% of RimWorld and iterating on that. And there's a strong argument for that being the way forward for progress as well. Go with what you know, change it a little. It just isn't super apparent what this game's bringing to the table to me. That's why maybe I sit on the other side and go, at what point are we just copying an entire other game? See, like, look at this, though. This looks really good. Building these huge bridges and all, like, now to what end? What is the functionality of that sort of thing? I'm not 100% sure, right? Under heavy development, of course, you know. And, you know, I don't think I'm being overly unfair. I'm talking about fundamental mechanics. Yeah, so this is a big focus on building floors. And another thing, because it's just unusual, the speed and all that is good. This should be the normal mechanics. I think because it's just an unusual way of controlling it that I'm not used to, it feels clunky. So I'm absolutely like giving it a pass in that department. So we're just going to unband everything. It's not F for forbid, it's insert. And like, to be perfectly honest, you know, homage, ripoff, whatever. But if you're going to do this, I just don't know why you don't just use the exact same controls from RimWorld. Like, you're clearly copying a lot of RimWorld. Why don't we just change, like, they're calling it forbid, right? Toggle allow / forbid. Just leave it F. That's what RimWorld is, you know? It just seems, I'm sure people understand what I mean. It seems a little bit strange. It's like, I understand what you're doing here. You're copying it. That's fine. Why on earth are you changing the controls as well then? That just seems a little bit silly. So I'm just going to unforbid everything that I can see around here. It looks like there was a bunch of stuff here. Okay, cool. And this. Okay, so we've got our tutorial pop-ups here, speed, that sort of thing, normal sort of stuff. A lot of our zoning tools are here, which is interesting. It's not in a menu. One thing that griped me a little bit was that as far as hunting goes, you have a drag for hunt. You don't have a menu for those not across it. In RimWorld, you have a pull-up menu, or pull-down, depending how you want to look at it, where you could select the local wildlife and you could mass select them, mass unselect them, whatever, if you wanted to hunt or pick individual things. The problem with this is that now we need to drag a region to hunt. Normally, now for chopping trees, that's fine, because you go chop these trees, they'll chop the trees. That's fine. But if I want to hunt, I have to drag a region. I can't see the animals. The temptation is to drag the entire region over the whole map, right? Now, the problem with that is when you want you guys to stop hunting, because say you've accrued 20 bloody corpses and they're all rotting, you don't want that. You want them to be alive and running around. The only way to cancel that would be go and individually find each creature and unclick it, or get a cancel drag across the whole map. But look what that's going to do. It's going to cancel my wood cutting. It's going to cancel my buildings. It's going to cancel all that sort of stuff. So again, a little bit weird. We're copying 90% of RimWorld. Why are we taking 10% out, especially when that 10% is really functional? so that's a bit strange. So as far as the hunting goes, I guess you have to go out there and do individual clicking. One thought I have had, though, while I was letting that buzz around in my mind, if I go and say, hunt this area here, can I see, like, does it hold that area forever to be hunted? I don't think so. We might be able to test it on this deer. hunt this area, hunt that area. When he walks into that area, will he get tagged for hunting? Like, can I mark out a hunting ground? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. So I think honestly that's pretty not great. I don't think that's a fantastic choice. That's my 2 bob if the developer ends up watching this video. Who knows? That's what I would say. Now we can hide roofs and all that sort of stuff, which is cool. Anyway, so that's just what at first blush, that's my main takeaway. I don't know why they're not doing the wildlife pull down. It makes so much sense to have it. But anyway, let's move on. And look, if you don't know anything about RimWorld, you're probably scratching your head going, what the fuck is Scarlet talking about? I don't understand any of this. But if you are into RimWorld, you'll probably be jarred by what I'm saying as well. It's a very strange decision to leave that out. All right, so we're going to draw a storage area, right? And all that stuff is unforbidden. Scheduling, look at this. This is very familiar again. Same color scheme, same everything. So, like I said, when I first looked at this, I did come away a little bit like, is this just ripping off RimWorld, right? I'm starting to become convinced that the 3D building in the later game will be more original and interesting, but I'm still holding reservation. Look at the scheduling, the jobs, right? These are slightly different jobs. I don't think we've got firefighting or cleaning dirt. I don't think dirt is a thing, but for the most part, this should be familiar to most. Hunting, I don't have anyone that's really good at marksmanship, but Loader is absolutely egregiously terrible. So, actually, you're not very good either, are you, bloody Osric? So let's just turn that off. We won't have you guys as hunters at all. Florencia. Now, we're going to go ranged for you. Now, you guys, we're just going to go all weapons, right? Whatever. I guess we can just do all this, all shields, all headgear. Now, this isn't a tab that I usually would play with that much in RimWorld, like for the armor thing, because for the most part, they're smart enough to pick up armor themselves. But these guys, you really have to tell them how to do it. Why does it say close? Cool. So let's get going. Why are you guys not building the floor? I bet you I don't have someone with high enough construction. That's not great. That's not great. Okay, you would have seen that we have a zone-specific tab here for the default stockpile. Research is something interesting again, which we'll get to in just a minute. Oh, have I even built a floor though? No, I just built a storage zone. I think we'll find out here. Yeah, I'm going crazy. I just put a storage zone. Sorry, little people. I blamed you for the wrong thing. Let's get some basic hay beds going. Where are we? So I don't mind the way that tech is sort of dribbled out to us really gently. Wait, where are the hay beds? A hay sleeping spot. There it is. So let's just 1, 2, 3. If you want to be a bit more RimWorld, I suppose you can, you know what I mean, go straight top down. But then why aren't you just playing RimWorld? So we're going to stay in this perspective here. Bone pile, cool. We'll get a research table up so I can show you. These are the only things that we start with. Basic research table, butchering spot. We'll rotate that around. Is that right? I get my head thrown a little bit with forced perspective. No, it's not. It only takes up one spot. So we'll do that. Now you can hold control and mouse wheel up and down. You can't really see it that well. You can go underground there. But it's up here. We've got 16 floors, but they're measured in halves, so I guess 32. You just got to be careful when you try and build, flooring, what level of the world you're on. So we'll let them build that research station real quick. It has a build system that'll be immediately familiar, though I don't mind these little widgets that you click on to make the bill. Amount, let's go do until you have 35 seems to be the default. Now, what they do is they make these chronicles. Essentially, the researcher just makes books, and then you buy a research project. So that is a little bit different from RimWorld. At the moment, we start with some, so we can build architecture, which gives us the ability to make beams, which I think will give us more freedom to build unusual higher tier floors. Consider, I don't believe you can probably just build a floor hanging off of a wall. Like there must be a proximity to a wall that it has to be minimum. Surely. Okay, cool. So Lotte, you're just going to research away. Well, actually, who is our best researcher? Oh, it's Osric. It's absolutely Osric. Any chance you'll push her off the job? Now the other thing is, like, what is it? If we want to rally them, draft. Draft is T. I don't know why it's not just R. I tried undrafting them. Lotte didn't care. I was hoping that she'd get out of Osric's way there, but so it goes. Okay, cool. Well, the whole reason that we're even playing this, and you can see there you can see the things you've researched popping up, so that's cool. The whole reason we're playing this is because we can build in sort of 3 dimensions. So let's put some walls up. All right. Maybe we let's do something like that. We can put a door, and you can pick the way it swings for whatever reason. You can put little windows in it, which is unusual and kind of cool. I don't know, maybe we give them some windows, eh? What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, center. There we go, have some windows. So they're just building away. Now it should warn me when I've got more research available to me. There you go, now Osric's on the job. Settlers are exhausted. You would have seen I just cleared their sleep schedule. Usually when I play RimWorld, people can sleep whenever they're tired. I don't care that much. Let the night owls and all that fall into their own sort of routine. So, we got a thing here. Hide roof elements. Hide treetops. Show room overlay. This is interesting. This is straight out of Oxygen Not Included. No, actually, I think this is a sort of a pseudo hidden thing in RimWorld as well. Like, you can make kitchens and all that, but it's just not super forthcoming with the room requirements. You can see here, there, you can make a kitchen. But the stove, I believe, is a bit of a higher end tech. It's not something we start with. We've got like a campfire. But yeah, you can look towards this to give people mood buffs, right? Better bedrooms, that sort of thing. What we got here, a church of restitution. Okay. So there's a religious component, which is cool. Yeah. So walls, show overlay of rooms detected. Right. So there's not actually a room detected there because I haven't fenced it in. Show colored grid overlay for zones. No, we can leave that on for the moment. So what we're going to want to do here is, I mean, I suppose we could put a bloody roof on it. Now, another thing as well, just like Oxygen Not Included, you can click on the thing that you're building, and then you can choose from all the different things available. You make stuff out of sticks, out of hay, thatched roof half, thatched roof full. So you might be able to make some really interesting thatched designs. It's almost like Valheim, I suppose, right? But what we might do is we'll just drag that like that, and I think the game will be smart enough to work that out. So we'll just speed it up. There we go. Now, I was having a little bit of a pain getting the walls to cut away. Again, I got to get more familiar with the controls, I think. Construction failed. No good. Okay, now it's recognized as a grey room, as a spare room, right? No extra bonuses. So if I control up and down, I guess I can hide these overlays, right? Try and make it look a bit more palatable. Right, so there you go. You can turn the roof on. That's kind of cool, you know, if your room's kind of done. But if you want to see what's going on inside the building, this might be the best way to go about it, I would say. Oh, even better. There you go. At 5. So maybe 5 is the sort of default height. Now, didn't we go hilly as well? Let's have a look around. Maybe I just went valley in the end. I'm not sure. But you can see here, you can do, like, there's all sorts of veins and that, but they're in the ground. So you'd have to create, like, an open cut mine, which I find fascinating. Cool. What else is interesting that I figured out so far? We've got the butchering table and the campfire. We'll have to get them going shortly. We've got some rudimentary stuff there. We've got some, you know, leisure items for recreation time. Warfare. So stick trap should be the normal sort of thing that we've seen before. I'm curious if my dudes are, you know, unlike RimWorld, because we don't seem to start with a gate or anything like that. I wonder if we can have our dudes walk over them without repercussion. Now, these Merlons, I guess you can put them on the ground, but I believe they're mostly designed to be walked over on top of a wall. Right? You can see that they have a specific direction for defense. But I wonder if you can do them at ground level. I'm curious. I might actually give that a go. Let's see. Maybe we start encircling our little world of ours, right? Let's do something like that. Oh, no, don't do that. Is there not a... Can I not click on this blueprint? I'm not allowed to click on the blueprint? What the fuck? Why can't... What, hang on, why can't I click on any of that? Is this a glitch? I can click on those, but I can't click on them? That can't be right, surely. Oh, maybe I'm not on the right floor. There you go. So it wants me to be on floor 4 and 5.5 for that. And then this shit's getting in my way. Interesting. Okay. Okay, game. We'll do what you want us to do. So there we go. We got variants. I can put a corner there. So that's cool. But also, there you go, clay Merlin, limestone. Okay, so we can make more robust ones. That's cool. Let's just start doing these little miniature palisades, and we'll see. You know, I could be building this totally wrong. It's okay. I don't care. So yeah, the combat, still not super clear of how that goes. I did have just like RimWorld, I have the comparisons keep coming because they're there. I did have like a runaway refugee want to join me if I'd help protect him from an attack. So that was scheduled, but I didn't. But it actually schedules on such a long time scale, it was insane. Say we cancel this one. Can I like just delete that? Okay. What do we put there, you reckon? That's our doorway. That's our defense. Let's put some stick traps next to it or something. I mean, I guess I could put a door, but that'd look dumb. Okay, research available. Now, what do we got here? Agriculture. Oh yeah, don't mind if I do. Let's get some of that going. So then all of a sudden we'll have a zone for cabbages and that, but we can also put down barley, that sort of thing. A little fiddly, but it's probably better than... Well, actually, no. Comparing it to RimWorld, you just lay the field and then you task it afterwards. All right. Let's start wood cutting our immediate area. We can always expand it out as we go, you know? Or upwards even, right? Put another floor up. So they're chopping down. Meal preparation missing. No, I'm well aware of that. This is absolutely what you would have come to expect from a RimWorld system. You put your butchering bills in here. You put your campfire builds in here. Look at them go. So you can click on these and they've got little videos as well, which I think is just the best way to tutorialize, especially at the indie level. Learn by showing is just a time-honored bloody way of teaching people. So we've got these up here, so they're handy. But you've also got the little warning. What is this? Tutorial for close. Like this looks like a glitch or something. But meal preparation is missing. We're working on that right now. And what are they missing there? Not enough resources, wood, which makes sense. I've gone a little bit bloody gung-ho on the wood situation, so that's fine. Let's just get chopping, team. How are these stick traps looking? Oh, wow, they're like holes in the ground, but not really. That's cool. I very much need to know, actually, so let's put one over the entrance. Because that's one thing you could do in RimWorld, right? You could build traps on your front door. Well, he seems to be standing on that one, no dramas. So they don't trigger their own traps. That's cool. Probably need to put that corner palisade thing. Okay. Research available. Okay, what do we got there? Brewing. Well, to be honest, I'm going to just stay in lane for the moment, and we will get play. You know, I'm just going to go through the tree in my own idiosyncratic way, as one is wont to do. Now, suppose so. There's potential to dig moats, or at least dips. It doesn't look like there's flowing water like what was that game? Timberborn with the beavers? Like, I don't believe you could fill moats with water, but you could definitely do a moat like bloody hole in the ground, I suppose, for whatever help that offers up. But I think for the moment we're okay. We've got a forced entryway with some traps on it. That's probably good enough for the moment. In all honest truth, we could do something like that, probably. All right. You know what? Maybe even something like that. You know? Really make it hurt their tootsies when they come in through there. You know? So now we need leisure activities. Cool. Right, so you've got the gist of it. I think you've got the gist of it. Go up and down these floors. What's going on there? The roof's cutting away. Cool. So there's my little bloody slice of heaven. I think it's going okay. As I said, I think it's going to come down to personal preference. I'm not going to plant my flag on either side. I'm not going to sit there going, this game's the most innovative change and it's going to dumpster RimWorld. And I'm also not on the other side, which is, this is just a blatant rip-off of RimWorld and adds nothing new. But I can understand people coming down hard on either, well, not necessarily either of those positions, but I can understand, right? There might be different ways to take this. So yes, a bit of a lukewarm take, but that's because The only real way for me to be able to confirm if this is just a soulless ripoff that brings nothing new to the table, or if it actually brings some really interesting mid to late game mechanics because of the structure system, the only way that I can truly know that is by playing more of it. Remember, this is just like a first impressions video. I give you an overview with some gameplay, some initial thoughts. That's generally the gist of what's going on here. So I think I've stated my concerns fairly, but at the same time, I'm not just being dismissive out of hand. If people want to see more of this on the channel, I'm more than happy. Let's go. Let's get 50 episodes. Let's do hard space. That's fine. And we'll find out for ourselves together. However, if there is no interest around it, then that's fine as well. You know, we'll just leave it be. So, yeah, I think I'm being as even-handed as I can by raising my concerns, but also my potential hopes for what it could be. Should be interesting. I'd be curious to hear what other people have to say around this team. We might just leave it there for the time being, and I will catch you guys on the next one.